Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and in this series, I make short videos in the morning. I'll be discussing my thoughts as I put together my life again. Put together my life again? I don't like that ending, though. One thing that, if you're new to this series, is that this intro will evolve naturally over time. It's an organic type of growth, rather than formulaic and you're witnessing its birth as it's witnessing itself. You are witnessing it. This is This is that which sees itself from itself in the very way it sees itself from itself. No, it's a Heideggerian thing that I'm trying to fucking apply to this, but it doesn't really work. Anyways, today is the morning. Feels good. Here's the thing that I would like to talk about. So remember how 2 or 4 days ago, it might have been both actually, I talked about this other guy who's doing, his name's Christian, and he's doing like a daily upload thing. I titled it going like day X of following Alex Formose's advice until he hits 10K MRR. And I was like, well, that's a great idea. And then I like seeing that different sort of perspective and going like, okay, well now I can get a third party objective understanding of what it's like to encounter this content, like my content, in the same kind of framework. Because it's hard to watch yourself and watch yourself honestly. Is that what I mean? Like I can't, if I'm seeing someone else who I don't know, it's a more objective measure of going like, okay, well, you know what I mean? I'm just going to decide to stop trying to explain that so I can move to the next thing, is what actually I'm thinking. But what I did discover is that there's like other people who are also doing that sort of thing. Like I found this one guy who's like the same thing, started at a similar time, like about a week ago. And he's doing like day whatever, following Alex Formose's advice until he hits 100K MRR. Going like, okay, this might be a trend going on. That guy's based in the Ukraine, so that's interesting. I think it might be the Slovak. It might be Rush. I don't know. I forget. I think there was a U in it, and it was a Eastern European style accent. But then there was another guy who started about a month ago, that's what I was talking, who, he had a British accent, or somewhere in the UK, and he started about a month ago, which I already said, but it was also a thing of like days, whatever, following Alex Formose's advice, this sort of thing. So it seems like it's actually been that thing going on. But then there's this other guy also who, he just didn't say following Alex Formose's advice, but it was in the same sort of recommended place. And what am I trying to say? Oh, I forget what country he was in. But anyways, there was another guy doing it, and he was doing more weekly sort of things in episodes of that nature. But so the crazy idea I had, well, number one, I was going like, okay, there's actually a niche. So then it's like, I'm a part of a niche now. Because if I continue doing this, and like this, then if I continue doing this, then it actually will grow into that, and then that will be that will be established. Actually, that's the words that were coming to mind. Figure out the sentence if you'd like to. The other thing that I thought is like, okay, well, what if I had have not stopped the other time? And it's like, well, there's a bunch, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. If what ifs and no, that's not it. Okay, but what I'm just thinking is it was going like, where would I be had I continued with it? And that's, I think you can dwell on all of the things you could have done differently and could have gone differently. But that doesn't really help you make progress. But that doesn't make progress. So it's like, okay, acknowledge that and use that as fuel, as motivation for not stopping this time. So that's the tea on that. But because that's the tea on that, what I'm going to do, or I had an idea, light bulb, that would be interesting, is Number one, to keep digging and see if I can find more than 1, 2, 3, 4 other people, right? The Christian, UK, Eastern European, and country that I forget. That's 4. Yeah, there's got to be more than 4. We're turning around. We're crossing the street. Is it super windy? No, it's not. It's good, not windy kind of wind. Also, sorry if it's windy. My bad. I get it. No, it's annoying. I need to. Oh no, I do not like that at all. I'm hoping it's. I'm just gonna have to talk like that. There's a stream. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you see it? I'll zoom in right there. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, zoom back. But so, here's what I was thinking, is reflecting on the last time I did it, I was doing it on my own. Cool. That's the nature of it. Now, there were people in the comments supporting, and people who I was close friends with, like Mark Maynard, who is my sales manager, but actually used to be my sales manager, is now an account executive for a company I no longer work for, who subsequently has also left that company and is now working somewhere else. But so, one thing that I thought is like, what if I created a Skool? Okay, I'm gonna do this because I'm hoping that my hand around the camera stops the mic from the wind being so windy and annoying. Was it windy when I walked that way? No, it wasn't windy when I walked that way. I feel the wind's behind me, but it's not as fucking intense wind that you're like, I mean, I don't know until I'll hear this in post. So if you have headphones in and all you're hearing is a and it's really annoying, I'm hoping that noise was more annoying so it evens out. But if I made a Skool community and invited those people to it, all people who were on their own sort of like growth path, making those either daily, semi-daily, which is twice a day, so that's not technically semi-daily, bi-daily, I think is every other day, tri-daily. Okay, I'm just aware of the fact that it's going to make windy sounds, so I'm sorry about that. But weekly or monthly, any sort of thing that we're documenting, or bi-weekly. Bi-weekly is twice a week or every 2 weeks. It doesn't really matter. Some cadence that, because I know the one guy who was in the country that I forget, there was a video where he was going like, oh, I haven't made this in a while. And then another video that I watched where he also said the same thing at the beginning. So then it's like, okay, well, sticking with it and staying consistent is, well, it's a difficult thing because it is. So what facilitates those difficulties and makes it easier to do the thing that you actually want to do? Accountability from a group, a sense of community, a sense of shared purpose with a common goal. There's a car in front of me. Is there? No, there's just garbage on the ground. I cannot tell. I'm really confused. It looks like a car, maybe. We're gonna find out soon. Is it moving? It is moving. Okay, so I'm gonna pause right here and we're gonna fast forward until there so I get the thought. Community. Community. Not the TV show, but what it could be is this fight. If I like, I'm thinking like, okay, I'll subscribe to all the guys, comment on them a couple times, videos, and then once the group's created in like 2 or 3 weeks, then like I send them an invite somehow, figure that out, like a cold approach. And then again, like the landing page of the call, the group would be me telling them exactly why I created this. And because they actually have a connection to the thing that they're doing and we're all shared with that. Because we have a shared goal with a common shared goal, but that also extramplifies, deciding that that's a word, which that common goal breaks out into individual goals that are aligned with that particular goal. That will be motivating. And then we can have, I don't know, weekly calls. Weekly calls seems a bit too often. Bi-weekly, monthly maybe to start. I don't know, just be interesting, because then you would feel like you're on a team doing the same thing. Like, I want a job so I can feel I'm a part of a team. If you can't get a community, create your own. Bang. Put that on a gravestone. Not a gravestone, a poster. No, that's something else. Anyways, we're coming to the end of the trip here. Appreciate you watching to the end. And I know this, you know this already, but I'll say it again just to remind you, is that desire is what drives you forward. The pain you're going through is necessary. That is why you need to believe in yourself, because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. Lean in, aim up, and move forward. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. Anyway.